Yo, Lard.
Ahoy, ahoy.
What's up, bud? Welcome, everybody, into our first best of 3 of the day. Of the left-hand side, it's going to be Spooky Ghost with a Brightwing, Lunara, Gul'dan, Blaze, Deathwing. On the right-hand side will be Bunker Fun Time. We've got Falstad, Malthael, Hanzo, Malfurion, and Johanna. Level 1 for Gul'dan, we're going to be seeing that Pursuit of Flame. Got On a Pale Horse for Malthael. Get some player vision set up here so we can see that later on for potential boss steals. Still Hypershift Brightwing, even post-nerf. We still seeing priority into Hypershift from our Brightwing players. Hanzo auto attack, Falstad auto attack as well at level 1. Sharpened Arrow, the Redemption as well as the Gathering Storm, not auto attack. Misread the icon there. I swear I saw Frequent Flyer. But either way, it's going to be Q-build Falstad. Malfurion with the Vengeful Roots. So it's not the slaps per treant, it's the target, or the roots per target. That phrasing didn't work out, but you know what I mean. Basically, it's every root that you get. So hitting enemy heroes with entangling roots permanently increases the treant basic attack damage by 7. For the longest time, I honestly thought it was basically as long as the treant slaps, you get a stack, but no, quite not the case. Malthael over in top lane is going to be doing their best up against this duo of Blaze Lunara. Down in bottom lane, there was a little bit of siege under the Nun. Actually, Nun, Gul'dan, and Brightwing were able to dissuade the push in bottom lane, and actually it's Gul'dan and Brightwing who come out on top against Falstad and the potential push in bottom of Malfurion and Hanzo as well. Speaking of, our Malfurion and Hanzo moving over for the siege camp on time. Yeah, really good timing on that. Left-hand side, no one's starting this one out. Deathwing still chilling in mid. Eric with a K. Malthael getting pushed in top lane currently. Alterac Pass, quite a big map to start things out here in our first best of 3 of the day. You're going to donate blood today, but you feel a bit ill, so you're staying home. Oh, smart move on your end. Smart move for you, dude. No point in potentially risking your health further, because you're gonna, lower your immune system, and then if you're also going to a place that there's possibility of getting sick as well, so not a bad call. Now you get to sit and eat nachos and watch Heroes of the Storm for most of the day. And Gul'dan will be first blood over on the right-hand side. Nicely done. Our Bunker Fun Time picks up first blood. We'll get into level 4s here across the board. First objective phase will be announced in about 15 seconds. Oh, and also you'll be around to play Stormgate. I mean, I think you planned on that, but also you won't be woozy from giving blood. So top lane will be having just a little bit of pressure onto Lunara, but it doesn't look like she'll be taken down. Back in bottom lane, our Gul'dan has rotated back in, and he's going to continue just clearing things out. He's got 12 stacks on his Pursuit of Flame, level 1. He needs 30 in total to get the 10% range increase. Dream Shot for Brightwing, level 4, so she'll have a, 25%? 50, I always mix these up. 50% range increase for the Arcane Flare. And I like to bring up, I mean, we could possibly see Hush later on. The extra range is nice to have with that. Little Wolf is going to float away. Looks like the phase shift will come through, but I think Gul'dan is still dead. A hammering will confirm the burst damage needed. You're installing Stormgate? Well, you're going to get a patch in... Maintenance starts in 30 minutes, according to the... It's public Stormgate Discord. I'm not giving NDA information away. But in 30 minutes, they're going to start the patch, or the server maintenance, and then it should, in theory, be up by 1 p.m., which is 1 p.m. my time, which is 3.5 hours from now, which is when I was assuming we'd be able to play. I think it's later in the day for people so they can maybe jump out of work or take a break or something and get a couple rounds in. Level 7s are here, though, on both sides. Our first objective phase is contestable. Doesn't look like anyone's going to be stepping up for that just yet. A little bit more poke out from Gul'dan onto the wave and enemy heroes. Still working on that level 1 stackage. Condemned from Johanna. We got phase shift from Brightwing. Malfurion steps up with a potential root. He's got 5-6 roots. Actually, Gul'dan steps back into that one, so Vengeful Roots is going to be having a little bit of damage increase. What's that, 42 extra damage, something like that? That math seems right. Yeah, 42 extra damage. Malthael finishes at a camp over here. Falstad managing top. Currently has 33 stacks, so he does have the extra 15%. On top of the initial 15, so he's at 30, you basically have 30%. But of course, then you continue to stack up and see how that all works out. Condemned from the Johanna. Tries to step into the enemies here. Some Fell Flames from Gul'dan, but it is going to be first objective over to the side of Bunker Funtime. 10 talent here almost here. We're going to cycle through the other numbers. Rift in top lane. Soul ripped by Malthael. And now Lunara looks like she'll be able to hop away. We'll have Soak in top, bottom, and mid as well. Hanzo currently managing up against Deathwing. And the auto attack build for Hanzo might be a little devastating to the Deathwing later on. I think he went Sharpened Arrowheads. Yeah, he did. You can actually see the -3 armor right there already. So Sharpened Arrowheads with, I'm assuming, Giant Slayer will be huge up against Deathwing, as well as Blaze health bar. Siege begins in bottom lane for the side of Bunker Funtime. Going to be able to push in a little bit here. Peeking over into top, things are getting managed by Lunara. And over in mid, Deathwing's clearing things out. It actually looks like the waves have been cleared away pretty effectively. Not a ton of siege has been achieved by the side of Bunker Funtime, as we are going to be seeing Blaze ignite that oil slick underneath the fort in top lane. And Spooky Ghosts are starting to lead. I mean, they are leading structurally. The damage is looking pretty good for them. They should take down top lane fort. Gul'dan and Brightwing will continue to pressure into bottom lane. Johanna steps up with a Condemn, but it's just going to be Fell Flames and Drain Life returned right back into her. For our heroics, we do a Bellowing Roar, Bunker. There's going to be a Bless Shield from the Johanna just now. Horrify from Gul'dan is available. We have Blink Heals to the Brightwing and Lunara with the Leaping Strikes. The Bless Shield, as I already mentioned, was utilized here. Malfurion with the Tranquility, as well as a Dragon Strike for Hanzo. So you have the Spiraling Snakes. We've got a Last Rites Malthael, and the first time in a very long time in a non-ARAM game, we've got a Hinterlands Blast for Falstad. It was changed not too long ago, so it's 30 seconds of cooldown per enemy hero hit. I believe it used to be 25.
The Horde's captured more of our troops. You know what to do.
Now we just take a look in bottom lane. Malfurion trying to step up with a root. Still sticks 6 stacks on that one. A little self-cast on that heal. Trying to just stay alive there. Actually, yeah, self-cast. It's the level 4 that I believe applies to Malfurion when you apply to an ally, but he took Shando's Clarity. And Deathwing cooks up the mid lane wave. Malthael's still just pressuring, but Eric with a K will back off and play safe from a distance. Don't want to take free damage from the Malthael. Back over bottom lane. A Soothing Mist activated by Little Wolf. Does tap the well and actually hearths out for full mana. A little overlap on that right there. I'm assuming Phase Shift available too, so could have saved the well tap, but it is what it is. Peekaboo, by the way, is the level 7. We've been seeing more and more Peekaboo. In the past, the most common pickup was that Critical Miss, the activatable on your Soothing Mist to get a heal, as well as getting cooldown reduction. Nope, that's from Magic Spit, sorry. I think, actually, no, Critical Miss gets a cooldown reduction from Center of the Arcane Flare, no? I might be misremembering, but the bottom lane Siege, the Twin Flames, tickle the heels of Malfurion, as the Dragon Strike from Hanzo is here to just zone. I want to check this really, really quickly here. Critical Mist is... No, okay, yeah, it's there, it's the removing the status from an ally. That's what it is. All right. Too many little things to remember. What's up, Killer Fairy? How you doing, bud? So all that in bottom lane. Siege continues. Everything's looking good. You're good? Glad to hear, bud. Lunara will grab a camp on the left-hand side. But as I said, I've been seeing more and more Peekaboo to kind of make up for the phase shift nerfed. That extra shielding kind of, I feel like, is closing the gap in the health or buff that you can get from Brightwing when she phase shifts in. Malthael kind of caught over here, but he doesn't really need to leave. He just kind of chilled in the bush for the time being, let the enemies regain control of the objective. Bless Shield from Johanna up in 9. Gul'dan about to get horrified. We're just waiting to see when Falstad Hinterlands blast the enemy team and how many resets they get. And they escape with a collective 100 HP. Alright, so it seems like our Lunara, Gul'dan, and bottom will grab boss for this lane. Brightwing and Blaze will rotate in. Seems like the objective phase number 2 is given away. We know it's number 2 because of the 40 seconds of channel time needed, as well as we've been counting the objectives. So, boss goes to bottom, so that's going to be your trade. Deathwing over here in mid, going to try and clear out the wave. Falstad opening up the sidewalls, just to get rid of the funneling point in the lane, so a little bit more mobility, so Deathwing can't just Molten Flame right through the center and then zones the enemies. They can step down in the lane and continue to siege. So you can see right here. A little bit more room in the lane to be able to be effective. We have that boss I mentioned in bottom being handled by Malthael. Cataclysm in from the Deathwing right now. Leaping Strike from Lunara. There's going to be a silence from Malfurion as Lunara tries to hop away. The Bellowing Roar coming through as the Hinterlands Blast almost takes down Little Wolf. But the Shield Glare from Johanna is enough to take down that 7 HP needed. Currently have Rift a little bit low, jumping inside the bunker, but I do believe this Blaze is not longing for this world, or is no longer going to be alive. As Falstad takes flight, a short distance hop, looking for Gul'dan. He goes and hugs his mid-top lane fort. The objective phase currently sieging. Falstad barrel rolls in. The Shield Glare gets the second kill in the engagement, and now Falstad hearths out for full mana as Malthael has managed the boss and bottom lane and will start to siege on this fort. Let's go BFT. Breakfast Fondue Tournament? I agree. Hanzo will take down mid with the help of Johanna. It's 16 talent tier on both sides, but it's 6-2 currently in kills. Malthael in bottom, threatening onto Deathwing, but I don't think he'll be able to get the kill. It's last rites. What? That had to be like so little overkill. We'll check the overkill in a second. We still have the fight breaking out in bottom. The Hinterlands Blast coming through, hits Little Wolf. The Dragon Strike does get a few ticks of damage, but that's the end of that. Okay, what is that damage on Deathwing? It had to have been, wow, 121 overkill. 121 overkill. Wow. All right. And for those of you wondering, it is Molten Blood, so while Deathwing has 3 or more armor plates, he heals for 0.6% of his maximum health per second. No Draconic Might for the shield, or for the plate, for the protected status when a plating goes down. Top lane boss being looked at. Silence from Malfurion interrupted by the jet propulsion. And Gul'dan's burst is enough to take him down. Third kill over to the side of Spooky Ghosts, who are starting to rally here a little bit. They got a ways to go. They're going to get the second boss of the game, if I'm not mistaken. They got the one in bottom lane earlier, was they traded the second objective phasing. We'll have a mid lane Null Pack camp moving in with a Reaver as well. Bottom lane siege is just pushed up a little bit by Falstad. Top lane boss is, of course, grabbed, so that gives an opportunity for Falstad to push things up a little bit more. Malfurion walked into the wrong neighborhood. Yeah, he did. Bellowing Roar is available, and Deathwing kind of realizes that a little bit too late. He doesn't steal away the camp. Malthael goes down on the right-hand side of the engagement. That's another kill over to the side of Spooky Ghosts, who are starting to rally here, as I said. Top lane boss. Nearly full HP, working on the keep front gate. Minion wave is pretty beefy behind it. You got an entire minion wave. A double minion wave plus a Reaver, so that's really nice over there to have. Boss and bottom lane, a minute 21 away from respawning, so that'll be up at 15 minutes in-game time. And we'll have 20 talent tier a little bit faster on the left-hand side from these later game team fights and kills. You can actually see right here. There is a 3,000 difference, and that's coming out of passive and minions. Now, of course, there is a little bit being made up by heroic kills on the right-hand side, but 4 to 7 in kills, and there's about a 2k difference. A little bit more than a 2k difference. It's not too bad of a situation to be in. As we go ahead and pull away our talents here, we'll wait and see what the 20s are going to be. The team fight will break out around this third objective. 50 seconds of channel time needed. A lot of damage onto the Johanna. She gets a heal out from Malfurion. Waiting for our engagement to begin as Gul'dan pokes out a little bit with some corruption. No one saw that. Nobody saw that. That was, nothing happened. Sonic Arrow connects onto Blaze, getting vision on his movements here as the phase shift from Brightwing will bolster his health bar. Hanzo lands a Q into him. A little Stormbow action. 10 stacks, by the way, from Malfurion, so 70 extra damage for that Treant. 68 stacks on Falstad, so he can only hit one more Q and then pretty much can't throw another Q onto an enemy hero. A root from Malfurion to zone. Blaze is going to step into that as Twin Flames are a little too late, and that'll be objective phase on the left-hand side. Excuse me, for the right-hand side. Bunker fun time, looking to continue the channel here. Spooky Ghost stepping up. They got 20 talents here. Intensifying Toxins. We have the Invisible Friends, Haunt Gul'dan, as well as the Arrival of God, as that will be a Horrify from Gul'dan. Hinterland's Blast from Falstad. They will trade. No, they won't actually. Sorry. Malfurion and Johanna do go down. It's a double kill for the side of Spooky Ghost, as now Malfield tried to sustain the objective, but holy heck, the damage over time. The unfair advantage as well as the intensifying toxin, yeah. And last but not least, the fortified bunker for Blaze. We didn't mention that one. Malfield Death Timer is about the exact same as the subjective duration, maybe a half-second difference or so. But, as I mentioned before, there was that boss that was available around 16 minutes in game time, and look where we're at, a little bit after. Boss is up, here we go. Falstad flying over to the objective. He's going to try and steal this away, but they still have 17 seconds of channel time. I don't think this is going to be... I mean, he might get the channel, but he's probably dead for it. And Deathwing can just stop the yeah, look at that. God, dangle, dangle, dangle. Literally, Lunara's like, I don't even have to try and kill you. You're going to die to damage over time. There's nothing you can do about it. Bye-bye. Dragon Awakens for Hanzo, thrown through the objective area, but the objective is canceled out. And actually on the right-hand side as well. Last Right's upgrade from Malfield, the Angel of Death. We also have the Epic Mount, as well as the Life Bloom and the Indestructible for the Johanna. No Radiating Faith. No Blinded by the Light, as there's the Indestructible activating right there. That might have actually been 200 IQ. The Blessed Shield thrown into the enemies. Cataclysm in from Deathwing. Malfield trying to find some pressure onto the enemies. The objective will be stalled out by the Jailers. There's that boss in bottom, as I mentioned, pushing onto that keep. Currently have Lunara trying to step back up for this. She'll be able to grab it. Top lane wave is pushed in, mid lane as well. But Malfurion is somehow split, Giga split from his team. Conflagration damage over time is enough from Deathwing to take down the Malfurion. No Indestructible activation this time, and that will be Johanna going down in bottom lane. Death timers are relatively long. They have a boss. This could be a core attempt with only one keep down. It's not super common, but with the death timers where they're sitting, with the deaths that were achieved, and the positioning on the map, this is absolutely a go opportunity from the side of Spooky Ghost to make this a quick map number 1 and Alterac pass. Directhar's already dropped down to 50%. Falstad throws a Hinterland's Blast. He gets a 50% cooldown reduction from 120 to 60. Bunker summoned by Blaze. Directhar spins back to the center, but Blaze jumps out. Well, that's a whole lot of damage over time onto Falstad. He's going to fly away, but I think he's still dead. Oh, he gets a well tap. Okay. And as I mentioned, the objective phase is here. The death timers are still going for Malfield, Malfurion, and Johanna, and that is, unfortunately, the Horde falling here in map number 1 of our first best of 3 of the day. GG, well played. I didn't think I actually knew that you could pause and stop the timer on your objective by the other, by taking the other teams, or am I silly and they just did both? It was both at the same time. It was both at the same time. I've literally seen, like, a race between two teams to try and, like... You can have both objective timers going at the exact same time. It was just auspicious timing, Ninja. But I've literally seen teams try and race the timer, and then they you know, because, like, if a hero tries to channel, it stalls, so they were literally trying to do that, where both timers were going and they were trying to stall each other out. So, yeah.
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes.
Welcome back, everybody, into our second map and our first best of 3 of the day. On the left-hand side, it's going to be Spooky Ghosts. We have a Lucio, Johanna, Leoric, Mephisto, Falstad. On the right-hand side, it will be Bunker Fun Time, which looks like they actually put a Fun Time draft together here with a Dahaka, Asmodan, Hanzo, Lieutenant Morales, and Diablo.
10 seconds.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into it. Map number 2 in our series today. Got a lot of NGS games for all of you, so let's get into it. And as I said, if you're having fun, be sure to subscribe. Every little bit of support helps the stream. As I'm going to be going to Wrath level 1. We'll see what the build is going to be so I can be judgmental about it. Tissue Regeneration to Haka. Once again, Redemption for our Hanzo. Auto attack for Falstad with the Frequent Flyer. A drag from Dahaka. An overpower from Diablo. Little Wolf almost goes down right there. As we have Laws of Hope, Johanna. And Leoric, what are you going to be taking here? Are you going to go Oisin's Renewal? What's the gameplay? Oh!
You had them shocked as you ran away. A hero. At 1,000 paces.
I'm sorry. I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Well, then, what a grand entrance, Stark. Thank you for the 20 gifted subs. What the heck and holy what? Thank you so very much, my friend. That's exactly the kind of support we're talking about that keeps these casted days going. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you, Stark, for being a shining example of the community, as well as being an amazing human. Thank you again so very much. Holy heck. Stark, you are a goat. I think Stark's closer to an owl, maybe? Based on his profile picture. Holy heck, thank you so very much, bud. I really appreciate that. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I was talking about level 1 talents, because we got Laws of Hope Johanna, right. Thank you. Again, if you got a gifted sub from Stark, welcome to the Bahamuts. If you didn't, I guess get dodged. Holy wow. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is a way to start out a Thursday. We got Dahaka going into Hero Stalker level 4, which I do really like with this. I'd love to see Symbiosis level 7. I know Feeding Frenzy has got really good CC value. You increase the drag duration by 0.5 seconds to 2.25 second drag. But the W with this at level 7 gives you cooldown reduction per enemy hero hit. And if you're gathering essence per enemy hero hit, and you can gather more essence in total, there's a good synergy with that. Also, I've had games where I go into this W build, or I go into W at level 7, and no joke, like, you pop your essence, you burrow, you throw down a W, and literally by the time you pop out of the ground, you almost has a full bar of essence, depending on, you know, how heavily you're getting dove. But some really cool stuff here. Asmodan will be going into Battleborn, which I absolutely agree with here. I'd like to see Bombardment at level 7, because there's really good synergy between Wrath, Battleborn, and Bombardment. And we have our first objective phase up and available for this map of number 2. Who is on the casting docket today? Division B East, which we're in right now. We have a Division A game coming up. And then there's another Division B game that was requested. And then depending on the time and Stormgate servers, we'll go from there. The Division A game is from the 17th, which was yesterday. As Zednam almost goes down over here. Death. I don't know why I was saying death. Leoric tries to take down Diablo with the Drain Hope, but won't be able to do so. I thought the Subdue was going to get finished out there. I literally thought when Johanna stepped in with that Condemn right here, she would be done with Subdue. But no sub done, which I'm blown away by. Yo, Kaima, what's up, bud? Hello, awesome dog and random human who talks to bots for money. That's me! That's me! He's talking about me, everybody. Good morning, Kaimo. How you doing, bud? You got a fresh squeeze Baja for lunch. That's the best way to get it. Whenever you go to Taco Bell, you gotta ask for the fresh squeeze Baja Blast. You don't want to get old Baja Blast. Please don't squeeze your Bajas. You know, a light squeeze, you know. You know, if you're giving a hug, you know, a little squeeze with the hug. Never tried one? Oh, it's a flavor of Mountain Dew. It's Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It's like, I forget the flavor that it's supposed to be. It's like a lemon lime sort of thing. It's delicious. Oh, they do have Baja Blast Freezies? Do they really? I didn't know that. I don't drink soda. Maybe once in a blue moon, like, if I'm out having lunch with my parents, my mom usually gets like a Coca-Cola, and so like maybe I'll steal a sip from her. Because like a cheeseburger and Coca-Cola goes well, but I don't want a whole thing of it. I cut soda or pop, whatever you want to call it, out of my diet years ago, and I continue to keep it that way. What's up, Dauntless? How you doing, bud? Welcome to the stream. Congratulations on your gifted sub. You got some amazing emotes now. It tastes more blue than green. That's true, actually, Stark. That's actually really true. If we're talking Mountain Dew flavor, yeah. All right, so Boomerang level 7 for Falstad. He's not going to go Secret Weapon, but I don't disagree with this. The spell armor reduction's nice for the Mephisto, and Boomerang also gives you more explosive damage, so it helps you clear out the waves faster. Or the objective as a Blessed Shield from Johanna initiates the dive onto Hanzo, and Entomb from Leoric will catch the Dahaka afterwards. Unfortunately, he's able to get behind the gate, and Morales is here with her healing beam. But Heroics are here on the left-hand side. Soundbearer, Blessed Shield, Entomb, Durance of Hate, and a Gust Falstad. We'll see Heroics on the right-hand side, which is going to be Medevac, Dragon Strike, which is the Spinning Pretzels, the Asmodan Tide of Sin, Isolation, and Apocalypse. The Zero Sugar ones are good, not the diet ones. Mountain Dew Zero and Coke Zero taste the same. Really? Huh. To be honest, when like Coke Zero and stuff like that came out, I was already done drinking soda, so I was like, eh. But yeah, diet, I can't stand the flavor of anything diet. It's so artificial. It's so nasty to me. Like, I remember one time I was staying at a buddy's house, and they had diet tonic water. They didn't have like regular tonic water. And I made a gin and soda from it, and I was like, oh, the flavor's just not there. That's actually when I started drinking gin and sodas, because they had soda water, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Wow, Boundary, I can't believe it. Mephisto makes it out with like 99 HP. Medevac from Morales. There's no way they can deal with that. And Morales and Diablo make it out just fine. And two from Leoric finds them immediately. What? Leoric was auspiciously perfectly placed as the Condemn from Johanna, the Dragon Strike from Hanzo to zone the enemies away. The Apocalypse activated by the Diablo as well. Zednam trying to get out of here, taps the well, has some healing reduction applied. But that does expire since Johanna doesn't have the sustained damage onto Diablo as Eric with a K tries to Wraithwalk away. And will be able to do so. The minion wave eats the scatter arrow that was intended for Leoric, and that will be clean disengaged from our spooky skeleton man. I have to try like the Zero Sugar, because I do miss Mountain Dew. I'd say the one soda that I miss the most though is Dr. Pepper. Oh my god, dude, Dr. Pepper's the jam. It's like root beer mixed with Coca-Cola, basically. Overpower. Little shadow charge onto Eric here. Some armor reduction from the Hanzo. Sharpened arrowheads level 7. A sonic arrow. Yeah, that's a beautiful brush stroke into drag from Dahaka, but there's no follow-up CC into the Johanna because activation of the Iron Skin. She'll step up with the Blessed Shield. Entomb from Leorc. Some healing reduction applied as well. Medevac from Morales. There's a great zoning Dragon's Arrow, and Morales is able to get away with the Medevac. But that was actually mostly just a disengaged bust for her. And Diablo full on souls. 162 stacks for our Asmodan on his baseline, by the way. He did go Bombardment, as I mentioned, at level 7, which I really was hoping for. Really good synergy with the 1, 4, and, of course, the Bombardment talent itself, getting more stackage for Asmodan here. Keeps those autos raining in. That's a lot of damage onto these, on this Diablo and Dahaka, who is able to burrow and pop his essence. Mephisto, Skull Missile, and Yielding Power is completed. There's another dunk from Asmodan will be going out. Lucio wall riding around, amplifies things with his reverse amp. Rift getting low, overpower from Diablo, and that'll be first kill on the right-hand side. Zednam tries to get away. A dunk from Asmodan confirms the kill onto the Bird Boy Falstad. The Durance of Fate's pretty good. Leorc wants to step up with a big mace to the face, but he cannot step up that close to that many enemies without getting a, well, and get away. So, the objective phase continues, 21 to 29. Dahaka steps up to the point, and it looks like this should go over to the side of Bunker Funtime. We really want to make this best-of-3 series go the distance. What's up, Darkshear? Good to see you, bud. My husband was always drinking Coca Mountain Dew and switched to zero for health reasons. Can't taste the difference. Oh, all right. I'll give it a shot. I'll definitely, the next time I go to the store, I went to the grocery store last night, and I got everything I needed for the chili dogs on Sunday. The only thing I couldn't find is beef suet. And I even asked the butcher in the grocery store, because they have like a butcher counter thing. And I was like, hey, do you know anywhere up here locally that would give suet? And I mentioned the local butcher that I go to. And he's like, I don't even think they break down full cows, so I doubt they'd have it. So the best he recommended was like beef talon. I forget the pronunciation. So I bought some generic lard, but I might look around for some beef talon today after stream. Well, while I talk about beef fat, we have Diablo going down. Asmodan is done with Wrath. So what does this mean? Because we don't see Wrath very often. It's usually like Gluttony or the Greed. So after getting 200 Annihilation stacks, hitting enemy here with Globe of Annihilation increases the damage of Asmodan's next basic attack against them within 3 seconds by 85% of, by 85% of the amount of Annihilation he has, I think. 85% sorry, the phrasing on that's weird. But the reason why I was bringing up the level 4 and 7 is because level 4, Battleborn, reduces the mana cost and of Summon Demon Warriors from 25 to 20, and Asmodan basic attacks reduce the cooldown of Summon Demon Warrior by 0.75 and Demon Lieutenant, the D, by 1.25 seconds, and then Bombardment will give you, after casting Globe of Annihilation, Asmodan's basic attacks within 4 seconds have an additional 1.5 range and can hit 3 additional targets, hitting heroes with basic attacks empowered by Bombardment grant 1 additional stack of Annihilation. So really good synergy between these threes, and then there's Kadea's Kiss. I would have gone for the Brutish Vanguard here since you're already buffing up, or since you're able to summon more demons, but this still works as well. Anyways, sorry, my passion for Asmodan aside, let's go ahead and see what happens with Leoric here, as he is going to be caught out in this rotation. Or I guess he's going to be discovered in the bush in this rotation. Where's the Juice Pirates? There's a medic, and it's post 10. This game's not over. I wonder if they actually... I wonder if there was any consideration in the conversation from Bunker Funtime to be like, hey, we should Juice Pirate this. Like, we have great siege damage with Asmodan. But then Asmodan took this level 10. He took Tide of Sin. He's like, sorry guys, I took the wrong heroic. I didn't take the good siege heroic right now. No, I mean, from the level 1, it really does feel like this is a brawly build. This is not a, let's go and end the map and, I'm doing air quotes, do illegal things in NGS. Because everybody knows that Juice Pirates is totally against the rules in NGS, yes. It's absolutely against the rules. No one would ever use their mod powers in the NGS Twitch channel to ever disagree with that. No. Oh, if you're not picking up on it, there's a joke from the end of last season of NGS in there. Duncan from Azmodan. We have the Apocalypse activated by the Diablos. We currently have Mephisto trying to jump in as well. Looking to get a little bit of poke damage. Here comes Dahaka. The drag is interrupted by a sound wave of Lucio. Azmodan Duncan out, but he still wants to get those autos. Gets that cooldown reduction. Triple autos also means triple cooldown reduction on that Demon Lieutenant. And Summon Demon Warriors, the Lieutenant Morales is able to get away. Currently have somebody in the mix. Johanna getting caught out right there. Completely lost Armada within all the big bodies on the right-hand side from Bunker Funtime. It's 4-3 in kills, and it looks like Bunker Funtime can step up and grab this next objective. Third objective of the game, Order Punisher. And Leoric does go down. I would assume this is going to be a good siege in. Great dragon to dunk from Azmodan and Dahaka. There's a reason why we almost never see it, because teams are not good at it. There's only like 2 or 3 good teams that actually can run Juice Pirates properly. It's against the rules in NGS, Baha. That's why a Ghillie Shark always gets flamed and banned. It is? They must have added that rule in for Season 18 just to make like one team happy. CCS? Yeah, they're a pretty cool skate magazine, I agree. I used to get that every single month and look at all the different decks and t-shirts that I'd never be able to get. Anyways, bottom lane siege is gonna expire there. We do have keep front gate taken down. The fort does go down, and Bunker Funtime, they're looking like they want that map number 3. It looks very doable for the... Oh, Jesus!
Hey Baha.
Hi.
Any wind of Black Friday Corsair deals? Looking at potentially buying a new PC.
If I forget after this game, remind me and I'll send a DM to my Corsair dude and ask them bluntly about it. And literally say my Twitch chat's asking. Baha with the fake reacts. Okay, sure. Alright. Thanks, homie. You hang out with me long enough, you'll realize that I jump at just about everything. That's going to be Endurance of Fate not connecting as the Entomb from Leoric does come down. 20 talents here on both sides. The medevac from Lieutenant Morales trying to get away the wind tunnel from Falstead, denying some of that disengage as Dahaka is caught up against the corner of the wall. Leoric will be traded. We have medevac upgrade with that protectionist. Morales comes out, and Diablo souls will be expended trying to get away, as now Spooky Ghosts are auspiciously finding maybe a second kill here. They did trade early on, and Morales does go down. They're going to step up underneath this tower up against Hanzo, but yeah, you don't want to be too close to the Azmodan Hanzo while you're taking all that negative armor. Azmodan stepped up to finish his full stackage. He does have Pride level 20. Taps the well, and that's a 2-minute burn that you are not going to get value. Okay, Hanzo, as I mentioned, redemption's done. Sharpened arrowheads. He's got the never outmatch or ignore all distractions. So he's got the extra range within, or for 3 seconds after hitting a minion. So it's looking good on both sides. I mean, we're like, what, 1 structure difference currently? Yeah. scatter. Ooh, good scatter into Little Wolf right there. And Tomb from Leoric goes fishing for a Hanzo. It almost catches the heel of the archer, but he's able to just kind of wiggle his way through the wall. Level 20s, by the way, we do have the House Party, Radiating Faith, Buried Alive, Unspeakable Horror, and Wind Tunnel on the opposing side. Hellgate will have the safe zone for the Morales medevac, as well as the Dragon Awakens, Pride for Azmodan, and Apex Predator on our Dahaka. Looks like Morales is going to use the medevac call from the base, from the Hall of Storms. Azmodan will be able to jump inside of that. Oh, that timing did not work out. That was weird. Okay. That was a weird thing. Like, it was still tracking Morales with the arch of like where it's gonna land, but the beacon was here in mid, and then it showed another Morales icon on the minimap. That was kind of interesting. There wasn't like a medevac icon. It was Morales. Huh. Huh. Hellgate in from the Diablo immediately. Morales tries to get out with that medevac, and the safeguard helps out for a moment here. Humongous Durance of Hate, the Wind Tunnel from the Falstad, kind of saving Dahaka a little bit right there, but Diablo's unable to back away. Dahaka gets a heck load of healing over time from that Essence Bar popped, and Falstad actually, or Mephisto, excuse me, ends up back inside the Azmodan dunk. Falstad went into Crippling Hammer level 16. We didn't talk about it, but it increases the slow from 25 to 50%. Which is a pretty big jump, and it's actually a decent amount of time, isn't it? What is the slow? For 2 seconds. It's decent, and here's the storm. Why is Falstad cosplaying Bahamut? I can only wish, Toaster. I can only wish, my friend. Welcome to the stream, bud. Hope you're having a great Thursday. We're doing a heck load of Heroes of the Storm casting, and then we're going to check out some Stormgate co-op. So if you have Stormgate, which is free to play, you'll be able to join. It's going to be first come, first serve sort of dealio. We'll do our best to rotate people in and out. But if there's like 2 people that want to play, then we'll just keep using those 2 people. But if we have like 4 or 5, then we'll do our best to rotate everybody. And if you don't know, be sure to stick around. Co-op Commanders looks really, really fun for Stormgate. It is a 3VP. E. There we go. So it's PvE. So 3-player versus the mechanic. And there's a new Stormgate update today, visuals and a bunch of other stuff. We're going to go through all the stuff that they've updated as well. We'll read through the patch notes. Top lane fort, or Keep, is going to be taking a bit of damage here from the Punisher. Keep front gate is being weakened. Dunks out from Azmodan to try and zone the enemy. As a reminder, he's full stacks, and he's got Pride level 20. The Orc with the Wraith walk through for enemies. The Hellgate in from the Diablo is going to be pushed around by Lucio. There's the Apocalypse activation as well, as Falstad is going to be caught. The Durance of Hate goes out, finds the Lieutenant Morales. That's going to be Lucio, the first one to go down. Morales will be traded. This is currently top lane Keep taken down. Wind Tunnel up against the wall from Falstad's pretty big right there. Azmodan dunks out on the ground to try and trade. Couple autos going out on a boundary, but Diablo closes the distance onto this Mephisto, who's gonna just pop his Lightning Nova. He's trying to poke onto the Diablo. He's trying to back away. Both of them are slowed a little bit. The Skull Missile going out. I don't actually think it hit Diablo right there at all, and Diablo's like just out of range. He closes the distance once again with a Shadow Charge. He's got 1 auto, and Mephisto, can he make it out? Dahaka rotates in, and he will be able to Dark Swarm and find the double kill into the Johanna and the Mephisto. 13 to 11 in kills. Azmodan takes down mid.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Dunk from Azmodan as they push into the bottom lane. Keep. Bunker fun time. They want map 3. Can they make it happen here in this series? They're going for it. 30 on Mephisto, 19 on the Johanna. Dahaka starts working on the core shielding. A Wind Tunnel from Falstad creates a bit of space to allow the allies to kind of push back onto Diablo, Dahaka, and Azmodan. Hanzo here as well. And seems like the death timers are getting a little too close to respawn, or the respawn timers are getting a little too low there. Johanna, by the way, with 30 stacks on Laws of Hope, it's every 10 regeneration globes she gets 5%, so she's currently at 20, 25, 30, 35%, since you have the 20% baseline. 57 auto attack stacks on our Falstad. No sub done on the Johanna. And just about every heroic available. Medevac up soon. Tide of Sin soon for the Asmodan. Gust up in 16 for the Falstad. As our next objective, Arcane Punisher in the bottom lane. This could be a game-winning push for that map 3, as I mentioned. Medevac onto this camp right now, but it's only Morales. Did no one join the medic? What the heck? Blessed Shield from the Johanna. The Durance of Hate coming through. Oh, the Durance of Hate is avoided by Diablo, or by Dahaka burrowing right there. Eric with the K is able to back off for a second. He's going to Wraith Walk in, drops the Entomb, looks to get some Drain Hope value. And a big blunder from the side of Bunker Funtime. Miscommunication in the invade onto this camp. If everyone jumped in that medevac, I think that could have been an invade that would have found a huge, huge fight and a huge amount of kills. It would have been bigly. I'm talking like our old president here. It would have been humongous, big, amazing, tremendous, the best of all engagements. Dahaka able to get back into the Hallstorm, so he'll heal up a little bit. The Hellgate from Diablo finds the CC and some damage onto Eric with a K, but the healing from Lucio's pretty good. The Dragon Strike from Hanzo zones a few enemies. No! Oh, Falstad's trying to avoid keep shots, but he's also trying to avoid the damage from that heroic. Lucio amps things up. Leoric is able to Hearth out almost in front of everyone's faces. The core over here was taking some damage from the triple catapults and Impaler camp here. No one saw that, Eric. No one saw you try and do that. I didn't see it. I didn't hear anything. Core will be saved, but it's going to be low. Thanks to Leoric getting that Hearth out. If Leoric didn't get that Hearth right there, I think that actually would have been us going to a game number 3 guaranteed. I think that minion wave would have easily gotten that extra 33% if Leoric was not able to get the Hearth out there. Not trying to make anyone feel bad, but either way, there's still a possibility to get Bunker Funtime into a map number 3. If they can win this objective, it's a push to win, in my opinion. Leoric Wraith walks in. Entomb is available. That could be a huge Entomb right there. Medevac from Morales. The Wind Tunnel from Falstad. The Durance of Fate. They're going core. They're going core with Hanzo and Diablo currently. But that does leave Dahaka and Asmodan to the side. Falstad going to fly home. Couple Hearths out from few of the allies here as well. Leoric already able to make it back to the Nexus. Diablo, or Asmodan's able to take down this Mephisto. The Entomb from Leoric finds Morales. Falstad barrel rolls in. The Dragon Strike from Hanzo as Lucio will drop the sound barrier. Arcane Punisher goes to the right-hand side. Diablo and Morales do go down. Is this defendable? I mean, they still have an Asmodan. Leoric, Falstad, Johanna, Lucio. This feels... Well, if they are able to clear it in lane, it's no big deal. I thought Dahaka, Hanzo, and Asmodan would push in with this, but that's not going to be the case. So this is cleared out in lane. It may get to the core. It may get a few punches on it, but that shielding's already back. And it looks like this is a very defendable moment for the side of Spooky Ghosts. Whew! And there's 1, 2, 3... 3 autos onto the core. And 17 to 12 in our kills. Mephisto respawning. Mid lane wave is going to be cleared away. We've got an Impaler camp for bottom, but I'm sure Leoric will be on that case, or somebody will be on the case to make sure that that wave doesn't doesn't push in like that. Entomb onto this Dahaka. He tries to get out, but he doesn't have a Dark Swarm available. Gets the essence afterwards, but Falstad flies in, gets the Wind Tunnel up against the wall, barrel rolls away from some of the Asmodan damage. Hanzo goes down just as Morales and Diablo are back in. Mephisto looking for something here. Does he have Endurance of Hate? He does. He's going to not be able to hit Morales with that one. The Apocalypse kind of put him in a weird spot. Can they chase after the Dahaka in top lane? The Condemn from Johanna says yes with the push off of Lucio. It's a double kill for the left-hand side as Asmodan gets a nearly half bar of health off of Little Wolf. There is going to be that wave pushing in, but Falstad is already Hearth back. The wave is just about at core, and he'll be able to clear this away. Mid lane wave is getting some damage onto the keep, but that should be saved by Falstad after he clears the bottom lane. I wonder if Asmodan dunks in the bush if he gets the kill onto Eric there. Unfortunately, we're never going to know because it's Asmodan, the one who's going to be caught inside the Entomb. You could say he's buried alive. So, top lane wave is going to be pushing in with a Fallen Shaman as well. We'll have the Mortar Punisher coming up in just a moment, if I'm not mistaken. Falstad's going to do a lot of the bottom and mid clears I mentioned earlier. The rest of the team will pressure into top lane wave. Gonna check really quickly. He's got flight up and available. Falstad needs to fly in. It looks like... Oh, I thought his positioning on the minimap looked like he was. What's up, Migs? Good to see you. Hello, Zool Rules. Sorry if I missed you guys earlier. Welcome in, you lovely humans. Johanna stepping up. Gets another regeneration globe. She's at 40% healing, if I'm not mistaken. Hanzo currently at 0 HP. An Apocalypse from Diablo is going to be a little too late. The Sound Barrier from Lucio activated. The Endurance of Hate with the Unspeakable Horror will collide onto 2. And that's going to be a triple kill. Falstad can fly core and end here with the rest of his team. And you can see on the minimap he's absolutely doing that. He's going to land next to these catapults. Azmodan trying to dunk out the wind tunnel to guarantee the win. And Spooky Ghosts will ghastly... No, Spooky Ghosts will take a ghastly 2-0. I don't know. I thought I had something. You could say that it's a haunting victory. I can't think of a Gengar pun. I got Ghastly, I got Haunter, I couldn't think of a Gengar.